Australia Diecast Salvage, where we get to play with Matchbox cars, Dinky toys, Corgi toys, Majorette, and quite a number of other different brands that are out there. Adult supervision required at all times, because you just never know what's going to pop up on your screen. Content on this channel is aimed at the adult community as it contains strippers. So hot, you'll take the paint of vehicles. Nudity. Naked vehicles. And a man playing with his tools. What else is he going to do? We've got strippers, and we've got nude cars. So he has to play with something. Here are some of our previous attempts to give these vehicles a new lease of life. And I think I did not a bad job, if I do say so myself. But there's always room for improvement. So come along to see what's in today's episode at Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage. My victim today is a Corgi toys. It's a Ford Cortina GXL. So, we'll go around to the turntable so you can admire it if you like. And yeah, so we'll take it over to the workshop and we'll take a closer look at it. See you in a moment. Alright, so we're over at the workbench and let's have a closer look at this, if I hold it the right way. There we go, a Corgi toys, it's a WHIZZWHEELS, the Ford Cortina GXL. It is over painted. Looks like it was done with a hairy brush on a hairy stick. Or a hairy stick, I should say. The initial colour was the bronze, and it had the black roof to it. The glass needs cleaning up. It has a few scratches in it. It has a little bit of paint on it, but it is not broken, not as yet. It is missing an A pillar. The doors do open, and remarkably it has both seat backs in it. I'll just get my trusty tool out. I'm not going to force this one too much until we get the vehicle open, but the seat back is in there for the front seat. The other one is in there as well. So we shall take this bad boy, before we go any further. Yes, it does have jeweled headlights. They've been over painted. We'll try and save them, because these are the goldy coloured headlights. We shall try and save them. The wheels are in an okay condition. It is a roller. We may use these tyres again. We may do a wheel swap. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. But like always, we will have a result. So
we'll start taking this car apart, and I'll bring you back after all the noise has been made. So, catch you in a moment. Well, as they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I like to use the burr tool on the end of my, well, fake Dremel, if that's what you like to call it, to get rid of the heads of the post. Now, that works for me. Others will use drills. Some may even use a file. It all depends on how much access you have to the post head. But what this does for me is, by using the burr tool, if you have a look closely, it will centre it for you once you take off the edge, so that should I want to drill down the post and either put in an M2 or screw the base together, it's already been centered. Or if I just drill down and with a drill big enough just to glue in rivets, it's already done there for you. That's why I use the burr tool. But use what works for you. There's no right, there's no wrong. Anyway, now that that's over and done with, let's take this thing apart and hopefully we'll get it back together again. There's a joke in there somewhere. Alright, so base is now off, and it is a... Alright, yeah, so that made it a lot easier to get off. The tyres come off. And well, that one took the suspension with it, which is all good and in one piece, so that needs a clean. So we'll stick that into a container. Let me just clear a container up that we can use. We can put all that junk into that container. Put that one into there. That one goes over there. There's the container that we can put our goodies in. So, alright, we just need to take note that the lugs go down to the bottom, or for the tyres to actually sit in. So at this stage, the flat end goes with the bumpers. There's a nice curve in it, and yeah. All right, so we'll put that in there. We'll put the tyres in there. So what's coming out next? Good question, boy. Good question. And you might get the separating tool, which is here, and we'll use the other end. So we have that. Okay, and get rid of the rear end. Now, I thought that this was plastic, but it's not. It is die-cast. So, alright, so that needs to be cleaned up and re-chromed, or so painted silver. So we'll put that to one side, so that can go into the caustic soda. The base can go into the caustic soda. So interior comes out next, which is the seats, which will need a clean wash. Geez, the car must have been driven fast at some stage, because somebody left a skid mark right there. So, but there we go. The seats do go forward and back both sides, so that is good. So we'll put them in the poor man's wash machine, and get them to clean up. That would be nice. Well, in this case, the screen is coming out next, but we're going to need to do something about the screen because it has been over painted in a few areas. So we'll put that over there, and then we have our steering wheel and dash. I will be doing something with the top part of the dash. That's not staying white. The steering wheel, well, we may do something with it. If I do something with it, I'll probably I'll make a cast of it, so I can use it for, excuse me, gee, I've got a bad today. So I can cast some other steering wheels for other cars, which then leaves us with, that's the original colour of bronze, with our doors, which I shall leave intact. I think there is sorry for that, there is a small spring. Let's see if I can get this to show up. There we go. There is a straight spring clip going straight across there, but I shall leave well enough alone. So there we go. That light is better. There we go. That straight thing that you're seeing here is the spring that is holding the doors in place, so that they can be opened and closed. As I said, we're missing an A pillar, but we can rectify that. So, oh yes, we still need to take our lights out, but I'll do that off camera, and hopefully it won't be lights out with the energy crisis that's going at the moment. Anyway, for you, the next segment will be in just a moment. For me, it will be a little while, so I'll catch up with you guys in a moment. Now see, that didn't take long, but we got the jeweled lights out, but they just crumble because of the paint that was over the top. So we'll put some new lights in. But before we do anything else, I'll do a thing that a tip that I got from that Martin Dare put out some time ago in one of his videos, and it's something that I've been quite liking of doing, and that's just to go over some of the details, you know, just to sharpen them up again, like the grooves around the top there. I'll just change my hand position. As you can see, where it's a bit shiny, that's where I've started using the file just to make that line stand out a little bit more. And I'll be doing the same on this part of what's supposed to be a vinyl roof. So I'm going to continue that off camera, and we'll be back shortly. Now if you are doing going around the details, you can't always use a file. Sometimes you need to use a dental pick. Sometimes you need a Stanley knife, or sort of your cutting knife. Sometimes it's just something sharp to get into the grooves. Now this side's not too bad to try and hold it still for you, to get into that window surround and where it goes down the B pillar, where, you know, for that pretend short top part of the door to shut. On this side, it's not that defined. I'll just see if it'll clear up. It's more of a mash than anything else in this section here. So what we're doing is we're recreating that groove where that window goes in with the toothpick, with the picking tool, with the separating tool because it's nice and sharp, and the file as well. So we're using all of those, and the best way I can do that again is off camera. We'll be back shortly with an update. Alright, so as we were saying, we've gone around some of the details that really needed to be done, like this side around the rear window was fairly easy to do, and the roof line, and sometimes it is just a matter of scratching that paint away, but you just want that little bit of extra groove that we've done. And the same thing we've done around the window. And as you see here, we have the A pillar up the top here is broken, so we've got to fix that. This one was already missing, but we had to be careful not to push down too hard here, otherwise we distort what we've got. We've gone around the bottom of the window here, and we can now see the cowling, the air vents there. And now this side, if you'll focus for me, is that there was no groove at all. You had the gutter, but you had no groove around that window like you have on this side. So we've had to create one, and that was starting with a scratch, using the pick. There it is, using the pick, and then working with the pick and another sharp tool or a blade. And then, so with some, tip of a file, the narrow one, just to open up that groove a little bit. That's what we've done. So we've done the important bits, the same thing around, so the boot area, which some people might say, oh, why do it now? But it just gives it that extra, even when we've stripped the paint, and later on we may put a wash through it to highlight the areas that don't open. Anyway, so we'll move on to the next step. Now it could be the strip, or it could be the cleaning. I'll bring it back when we do the strip. I'll do the cleaning of the plastic parts off camera. So we'll catch you in a moment. So in this container that just came onto your screen is the screen that has Dettol in it. So we'll let the Dettol do its magic to see if it'll lift up the old paint, and then we can buff up the screen. I have already made a post for the A pillar, so that I'll have that ready to go when we have the vehicle stripped. So we'll catch you in a moment. So okay, we're at the stripper venue at the moment. So I've done some things in the background, which I shall show you later. Just cleaning up the screen and excuse me, and the interior. So our strippers are ready, the casting's ready, hot water is ready. So let's get crack-a-lacking. So we'll just pour a little bit in first. It's taken some of the paint off already, which is good. Let's keep going. So we're not going to see too much because of the bronze colour, or the goldy bronze colour that came with the casting. So now that I've filled it up a little bit more, the girls are going nicely swimming, and yeah, like I said, we can see some of the paint that's lifted. Yes, that corner here and the front guard was paint already taken off beforehand, but there is other paint that has come off as well. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next segment. If you don't like nudity, just listen and I'll tell you when to come back, because we're going to have a naked vehicle in the next segment. Catch you there. So here's our Cortina out of the strippers. Excuse me. They've gone home, so when they clean up the mess that happens after being with strippers, there's a joke in there somewhere, Joyce. So not 100% paint removal, but it'll be a 99.9. So I'll get to do the shiny part of it. I'm using a brass wire wheel which fits into the chuck of a drill, a cordless drill. The bristles on this don't fly everywhere like the little ones that go from the Dremel tool, but I will still be polishing up afterwards with the with the steel wool scourer afterwards, and that's where we'll come back when it's shiny. So keep, so we'll put your sunglasses on for the next segment. So we're all nice and shiny. Might help if I turn that around the right way. This is Corgi Toys WHIZZWHEELS. Here's our rear bumper, that is, not my rear, but nobody wants to look at that. The rear bumper and the front bumper. Now that's all that's done is wire wheels and steel wool. Don't need to chrome that at all. We may put a clear coat over the top of it so it doesn't keep it from dulling down. Here is our casting, all nice and shiny. And yes, I think if I remember correctly, I did point out the crack at the top of the A pillar on the passenger side or left hand side of the vehicle. And like I said, we've gone through with the steel wool to make it all smooth. So I shall get this thing into primer and go from there. I'll have a little experiment to show you. Catch you soon. Alright, now that we've got the cast stripped, take the tool that we're about to use out of the picture, because we need to find the camera. is to fix up the A-pillars. This one we just need to glue and fill, which I've done at the moment, but we need to make an A-pillar for this side. So I've taken the door out, and we're going to use a cotter pin. I'm going to be doing this off camera because it's a little bit hard to do it in front of the camera, but to give you the idea is need to make that size, cut, file off the ends so they're nice and flat, and then we need to make, well, before we glue it and so forth, we need to make a curve. It's got a curve in. If you look at that pillar, you see it's got a curve, and it's got a curve that way as well. So this will be interesting how I do this with the cotter pin, and when we come back we should have an A-pillar. See you then. Well, I was mistaken as to when you're going to see this again. This is freshly out of the oven, and I'm going, wow, wow, wow. This is decanted chrome paint. Let's see what brand it was. It's a paint that was called Chrome Bright Liquid Chrome. It's not volatile or anything like that. Just a grey primer on there, nothing special, no black gloss paint underneath, just this Chrome Bright Liquid Chrome, through it, decanted and then painted on with the airbrush like I normally do, and we've baked it in the oven for 10 minutes. Well, it was in the oven for 10 minutes from cold at a 90 degrees, so at the 10-minute mark was at 90 degrees and full bake. The car's still a fair bit warm to touch, but look at that shine at the moment. And this will bring up the candy very, very nicely. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. I need to let this cool down and then prepare for the next section, where I'll bring you guys back and we'll paint the candy on top. So again, we'll see you then. Okay, so now it's time to put our candy colour on. Excuse me while I move some of the paint out of the way, otherwise I'm going to stick my elbow right into it. Anyway, so let's see about getting it on. So, and I'll try and keep this all in shot for you. Moment. Fumble with my fingers. Get this all in shot for you. There you can see we're starting to get the see here we're starting to get the colour in. just do this side because this side's still got the chrome. We'll just close that door. I'm going to finish this. Hang on, I'll just turn this noisemaker off. The rest of it's going to be the same. When we come back, part of this vehicle is going to be masked off because we've got to put a vinyl roof onto it. So we'll catch you then. Alright, as you we're going to use this product called Rust Effects. It is an aerosol can, and as you can see we have our Cortina all masked up for it. Now what I'm hoping for is that that it doesn't take out, when I take the masking tape off, it doesn't pull the A pillar out. Because I've had to redo it a couple of times, and yeah, so anyway, I'm going to spray that off camera, and when we come back you should see the vehicle with a, well, I'll show it to you with the effect and hopefully it'll give up the grains, and then we'll go to that next sequence. Stop mumbling, boy. Alright, catch you in a moment. Okay, we've given it a quick spray. Now you should be able to see, if I can get it in the right light, see how that's giving like a little grainy look up the top there. So it's shining now, like I said, because it is still fresh out of the can, and give it another look before we spray it in black for the vinyl. Catch you in a moment. Okay, we're back to the car being dry to the touch, and you should be able to see now that we have this grain type effect like you do get in a vinyl roof. So I'm happy with that, and we'll move on to painting the roof. So when you'll see this car next, I think it's going to be at the reveal. Catch you then. Well, I hope the recording is going, because I remembered to actually do a before segment. So again, this is the Corgi Toys Ford Cortina GXL. This is what we started off with, and this is where we are.
Tequila! Yeah.
Here we are now with our Corgi Ford Cortina GXL. As you can see, she's been repainted. We have new jeweled headlights on the front. We have repaired our A-pillar that was missing. We've refurbished our tyres. Our doors open. Our seats move. We did a bit of detailing on the back with the taillights and the black part that goes across the back area. To show that that door opens as well. We didn't do a colour match to the original, we didn't do that, but we're happy to do. The other thing that we did do to it was we gave it with the rust effect, we gave it that vinyl look. It looks better in person than what it does on camera. The other thing that we did was, if you have a look at where the gutter line is here, we've brought that one straight on this side. The one on the other side where the A pillar was missing, we've resurrected it as well. I'll get my fingers out of the light. Even to the point where around the window, let me stop the magic roundabout and I'll try and stop the shakiness of the camera. There we go. The detail across the top of the window frame underneath the gutter line or the gutter rail was completely gone. We've been able to resurrect that. I think you'll see it just about there, where this side here, it's all original. We've given it door handles, and like I said, she is a roller, nice suspension, and I think I did a bang up job on this one. Ooh, even the windscreen came out quite good too. So we did so we just painted the surround of the windscreen. The same thing with the back. So I'll stop waffling. I hope you enjoyed the little video. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time on Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage.